What is up, everybody? apgrenus here, and as you guys are all aware, I am a huge fan of the Hyperdimension Neptunia series. As you can see, I have a Nepgear figure, I have a Nepgear pillow, which I didn't buy, by the way. A friend of mine bought it for me, and I have a couple posters that I have yet to put up. And yeah, I love the Hyperdimension Neptunia series, and today we are going to be looking at the Switch version of Megadimension Neptunia V2 as it is out on Switch. Well, it's a few days from being released on the Switch. I got a review code for the Switch version thanks to Idea Factory, so thank you very much, Idea Factory, for sending me a review code for the Switch version. And this is not going to be a full review of Megadimension Neptunia V2. This is mainly just going to be a review of sorts, comparing the Switch version to the PC version, as I do own a PlayStation 4, but I do not have the PlayStation 4 copy of Megadimension Neptunia V2 to compare it to, so I can't compare console port to PC port. But this will mainly be like what the graphics are like, how the game runs, and what you can do to make the game better. And if you want more in-depth footage or like reactions to the Switch version, I will be live streaming this the day that this is uploaded on July 23rd, Thursday at 5:30 Eastern Time, over on my Twitch page at twitch.tv/apgrenus. I will have probably a little link up here and in the description below to my Twitch page. And if you want more in-depth of the game itself and the story of V2, you can check the cards in the top right about now to the live streams that I have of V2R, which is the same story. It's just a little bit of different gameplay elements, and they added some VR elements as well, but it's mainly the same game. Now, without me blabbering anymore, let's get into the review of the Switch port of Megadimension Neptunia V2 and see how it compares to the PC. So a quick disclosure that this isn't going to be a serious tech analysis of the Switch port because, let's be honest, I'm not Digital Foundry. I don't have their tools to analyze frame rates on consoles. Although there is a software called TR-Drop that I did try to attempt using, but I ran into some issues and it wasn't working properly. So this is all just going to be speculation that I saw with my own two eyes. And what I noticed is that the game runs at 30 frames per second a good amount of the time, and it's 720p docked, but there are noticeable frame rate issues during gameplay, and shadows that you can see are especially of low quality. And the reason that I'm able to tell that this is 720p is if you compare this to the PC version, which I have running at 1080p, that you can see that the game itself and the menus, they don't look as sharp as the PC version compared to on the Switch. As you can see, graphics have taken a noticeable hit, but you can change some options in the settings menu, but I would highly recommend leaving them off because it can significantly improve performance, as seen here in this little segment. You can see here that the frame rate is a lot closer to 30 frames per second comparatively whenever the settings are turned on, where the frame rate is, I don't even know, probably like 20, low 20s, I would say. Maybe worse. By default, they disabled the effects renderer, which if you do enable that in the settings, it will heavily impact performance. So, like I said before, I highly recommend disabling everything. And yeah, the game is going to look worse as a result, but I would highly recommend it because your performance is going to be a lot better. And honestly, it does not look that much different if you have everything turned on comparatively to everything turned off, besides some bloom from what I've seen. And honestly, I don't like that bloom, and I would leave everything turned off for the sake of performance. As you can see in these comparison videos, comparatively mostly for whenever I have all the settings turned on and all the settings turned off. And overall, you can see that the game looks a lot worse than it does on PC, but that is to be expected since this is a console that's not nearly as powerful as a PC. Though I don't think you need a very powerful PC to run this game max settings and get 60 frames per second, which is surprising that this version looks as worse as it does and doesn't run as good as it should. But what are you gonna do? Here right now I will show you a comparison of one of the in-game cutscenes that are actually like modeled cutscenes instead of the sprite-based cutscenes between Switch on the left and PC on the right.
Ooh, check this out. I wonder what happened here. Hey, Neptunia, let's try climbing to the top. Maybe we can figure out where we are.
Okay. Wait for me, Neptune! This can't be.
What? What is this?
No way. Just where is this?
Now, a lot of you might be asking, what voice did they use for Noir in this 2020 port? Because back whenever they ported V2R in 2018, they redubbed Aaron Fitzgerald's voice with Erica Mendez's voice as Noir. So, what did they use in this 2020 port? Well, drumroll please.
All right.
Hey! Don't just lump me in with those lazy idiots, Histoire!
That's right. Aaron Fitzgerald is the voice of Noir in this 2020 port of Megadimension Neptunia V2. I reached out to her on Twitter asking if she was aware that she was going to be used for this port, and she had no idea, so...
You shut up! I'm not lonely!
You can never be lonely, as long as you have a kitty. To go on the subject of voices, in the PC original, you can swap voices between English and Japanese on the fly, mid-cutscene, and you are not able to do that in the Switch version for some reason, and there's some other quirks that I will go into detail on whenever we live stream the game. Again, link is in the description below if you want to watch the live stream, or I'll leave a card in the top right if this is past the time whenever I uploaded the live stream onto my YouTube page. You can't even reset the camera with the analog sticks by pressing the analog sticks in like you can in the PC. So there's a good amount of quirks that aren't in the Switch version that are in the PC version that make it a little hard to get used to, but it's not a deal breaker. On the topic of controls, I didn't have any problems controlling the game in my couple hours that I spent playing. The controls are responsive, and although it feels some hitboxes in the overworld are bigger than the original, but that could just be me, and I don't remember what hitboxes are, because I haven't played the original V2 in 2 years, so things could be different, things could be the same on the PC, and I could just be misremembering. And the only thing that I really had to get used to was, like I said, the frame rate difference between 30 frames per second and 60 FPS. Can you tell that I'm a PC nut? And like I said earlier, I'm not going to go into detail on the story for this video, as this is meant to be more of the technical aspects of the port, but I will quickly go over what the general synopsis of the story is, which is broken up into 3 parts, well, 3 subplots slash games, and they all connect in the final arc. And if you want more in-depth of the story, again, my live streams of V2R, which is the same story, are in the card in the top right, which you could have clicked on at the beginning of the video. Overall, Megadimension Neptunia V2 is still the game that I remember playing and naming my Game of the Year back in 2016 in my Game of the Year video. 2016, Megadimension Neptunia V2. It's more Nep, but with a new badass character. The game will release on the Switch eShop digitally on July 27th for $30, but will have a 3-week long 20% discount at launch. And to be fair, that is a decent price for this game. Although the PC version is currently $20, and it looks better, and it doesn't take too demanding hardware to run. But you gotta pay that Switch tax after all. And again, if you're on the fence about this and this didn't do this for you, then I will have the live stream on the day of this upload, or if this is past the day of upload, I will have the live stream in the card and at the end of this video for you to check out more in-depth footage of the first few hours of the Switch version to see if you want to pick up the Switch version. So, links are in the description below to purchase this game on Switch if you're interested. Switch, PC, Humble Bundle, PS4, whatever suits your boat. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video on Megadimension Neptunia V2 for the Switch. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments below. Are you guys going to pick this up? Are you guys going to come to my live stream and see more of the game? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a fantastic night. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask if you're going outside, and as always guys, don't forget to keep being awesome. Later everyone!